Is that really our ancestors' history? Well, at least I got a bit of information about the elementals. But I just damn wish I could know where all the other pieces are. Your Majesty! What? We found another one of these. Give me that. At last, the Older Empire has finally found the Swordwraths. We finally found them! Atreus ran back into their campsite to tell everyone about the great news. Brother, wake up! What? They finally found the Swordwraths! Come and see! Everyone, we've got a special guest that will join us in the battlefield. He's from the group of Archidons that united with us. And his name is... Archidon, the leader of our Archidon group. Archidon has a special speech for the Archidon group. So Archidon, what do you have to say for your group?
For we are the Archidons, with bows so accurately piercing, they will fall before they get a chance. Stand!
With the combined power of the piercing bow from the Archidons and their deadly clubs, we can do this! After the great speech of the Older Empire, soldiers started training for the attack. Meanwhile, Atreus sent a scout to the Swordwraths to gather some information about them. Meanwhile, at the Swordwraths, was receiving news about the nation called the Order. He kept receiving messages from the tribe and Archidons about the Older Empire, with one of them stating, "Beware of the Order." They assumed this was just a joke since the last time they see the Order, they were helpless. Until one day, they notice an unknown statue that looks nothing like any other statue in Immorta. And they now know that the messages were not a joke. The Order is coming for them. Then one day, they caught the scout from the Older Empire hiding under the trapdoor in their leader's lair. They captured the scout and interrogated him about the Older Empire.
Why are you here? What is the Older Empire?
Not talking, huh? Let's see if you can remain silent after this. Huh?
Now tell us! Who are you? Why are you here? What is the Older Empire? Tell us!
Okay, I'll tell you. If you promise not to stab my leg anymore.
Go on.
I'm a scout of the Older Empire, sent by our leader, Atreus.
Why are the Older Empires here? What are they up to?
The Older Empire is planning to attack your land.
When?
Next month.
What?
Kill him.
Ah!
Please, don't kill me! I promise not to tell the Order Empire everything. I'll be your scout against the Order Empire if you let me live. Please, I'm begging you, don't kill me! We need to prepare for war. Alert the soldiers. Yes, sir. Meanwhile, back at the Order Empire, Atreus was waiting for the scout for the information, but he didn't return. And he now knows that something bad happens to the scout. Knowing the scout will not return, he instead started planning the attack despite knowing very little about the enemy. Since then, the Swordwraths had started training for the battle. At the same time, the Order Empire is planning on training the attack. Several weeks later, Atreus and Archidon and their army are now ready for the attack. At the same time, the Swordwraths are also ready to defend. Since the Order Empire is ready, they took their journey to reach the Swordwraths. Meanwhile, the Swordwraths are now waiting for the Order Empire to arrive. And now, the only thing left for Atreus to do is to reach the Swordwraths and attack. And now, the time has come.
Attack! Attack!
Let me handle this. Okay.
Attack!
Are you sure that this would work?
Yes, it has to. Look out! Defend! Attack! Attack! Retreat!
The older empire was victorious against the Swordwraths, and the Swordwraths have fled for the Ice Hills for safety. But the remaining Swordwraths was left behind, but they decided to join the older empire after realizing that all of what they do was just evil. Atreus accepted the Swordwraths' offer to join them, and the older empire grew more stronger than ever before. After winning the war against the Swordwraths, the older empire marches back to their kingdom to celebrate. During the celebration, everyone was having a good time. But Atreus decided to go to sleep instead of joining the celebration. Atreus! What? Aren't you joining the celebration with us? No thanks, gotta go to sleep for the next battle. Suit yourself then. Meanwhile, at the Swordwraths were furious because of the older empire taking their land, and decided to warn the Spiritan Empire about the order. During the Swordwrath Empire's defeat, a Swordwrath overheard of a conversation between Atreus and Archidon about attacking the Spiritan Empire next. When the Swordwraths arrive at the Spiritans' territory, Xenophon, the leader of the Swordwrath Empire, introduces himself to the Spiritans. Stop right there, intruders!
Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's no need for violence. We just want to talk to your leader.
Heh, like that's ever gonna happen. Let him in. As you wish, sir. Xenophon,
Spartacus,
what do you want?
we've come here to warn you about the Order Empire.
What is this older empire that I kept hearing about?
Wait, so you heard of them before?
You weren't the only ones that warns us about the older empire. The Archidons and the Tribelanders warned us about the older before.
Well, you should know that the Order Empire defeated us, and they're coming for you next.
Huh? When will they attack?
I don't know.
Then we must prepare for battle, just in case they attack.
We? No, we only come here to warn you about the Order Empire's attack. Besides, we're going to Pertland. We are originally planned to go to the Ice Hills, but the Archidon sends us a message to go to Pertland for some reason.
Fine, if you don't want to join us, then leave. And so on, the Swordwrath Empire continued their journey all across Inamorta, while Spartacus and the rest of the Spiritan Empire planned their defense against the Order Empire. Meanwhile, back at the Order Empire's training, I gotta admit, things looking pretty good right now, unlike last night. Maybe I'll even order an upgrade for the Archidons. Meanwhile, back at the Spiritan Empire. Looks like everything is going good today. It certainly is, sir. The Spiritan Empire is more bigger than any of the empires encountered by the Order Empire. The shield, the helmet, and the mighty spear, the Spiritan Empire's weapon of choice, makes them more complex and stronger than the Archidons or the Swordwraths. But as for the Order Empire, they grew even more stronger than ever before, with the piercing bow from the Archidons and their new allies that rebelled against Xenophon. They might have a chance to win against the Spiritans. Soldiers! Atreus is ready, and he wants all of you to be ready too. Let's attack! The Older Empire is finally ready to attack, so they took their journey all across Inamorta. A few weeks later, the Spiritan Empire was still training until one day they noticed a statue from the horizon slowly moving towards them. Sir! What? The Order! They're coming! What? Then we must prepare to fight! Send the troops! Yes, sir! The Order Empire must fall, no matter what! Since the Spiritan Empire is now aware that the Order Empire is coming for them, they prepared their defenses against the Order Empire. Meanwhile, back at the Order Empire, stop! Guys, I think we found them. Spartacus and his army is fully trained and is ready to destroy the Order Empire once and for all. But Atreus and the older empire is also ready to fight for their people and is confident enough to fight until the very end. And now, the true battle has begun. I'll need a miner and the Archidon. I want a Spiritan!
Attack! Defend! Attack! Man the fort! Defend!
Attack!
Retreat!
After the fall of the Spiritan Empire, Spartacus and the remaining Spiritans took the idea from the Swordwraths and fled for the Ice Hills. Although how badly damaged the Spiritans are, a group of them didn't fled for the Ice Hills and instead remains on the land. But same as the Swordwrath rebels, the remaining Spiritans on the land begs for mercy and wants to join the Order Empire. Atreus accepted their offer, and the four leaders of the Order became the most united nation of all of Inamorta. After a hard battle against the Spiritans, Atreus now has 3 allies and decides to show their newest allies to the Order Kingdom. Everyone celebrated their victory, and the Spiritan allies were taught to be good members of the Order Kingdom. Atreus realized this is only the beginning of the Great War of Inamorta, so he decided to gear up for the next battle and becomes a Spiritan.